Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Gold Prospecting at Home. This is episode number 154, and the reason we're doing another Felix Paydirt vendor honesty test is because I told you I would. Episode 152, we did the $200 Felix bag. I didn't like it. It didn't have any black sands. It was very unnatural feeling. There wasn't a lot of gold in it. It was real expensive. So I purchased $10,000 more worth of dirt. I bought the 2 buckets, which was our previous video, episode 153. You guys saw the amount of gold that I got using my own name compared to the amount we got using my friend's name in another state. So I went ahead and purchased duplicates of all of their jackpot bags. Now these things are like a once-a-year thing. They're only available for a short window. It is available only to customers who have ordered Felix's Paydirt within the last year, and then it gives you all the advertising and stuff and chance for gold nuggets and stuff like that. But there are 3 different bags. We have the 2-pound bag, 4-pound bag, and the big 10-pound bag. In total, they cost $2,360 for all 3 bags, plus $61 for shipping, and then I purchased that twice, so it's $4,842. Yeah, almost $5,000 worth of dirt. We're gonna go through it, and again, it's a vendor honesty test, so I bought 1 each here using my own name, and the same thing. I didn't even open the box yet. It's still in my friend's name that he shipped me from another state. So, yeah, man. So this should definitely be fun. And before we go over there to the panning station, I want to show you guys all these flyers I've been getting in the mail. If you ever order from Felix, you're going to get so much stuff in the mail. You won't need firewood anymore. I mean, or kindling if you have a wood stove, that's for sure. I just kept this because I wanted to show it on camera how much garbage they actually send in your mail. They must have killed, half of Alaska's trees just in paper. Another thing real quick, there was some funny comments on episode 153. That was a really popular video. It's got a couple 100,000 views like in the first, couple days. And so some of the comments are pretty great, and I want to address some of them just because it's so ridiculous. This guy here, Jacob Marley, said, "Just when I thought we as a country simply couldn't get any stupider, I am glad Felix makes money off these buckets because anyone who buys one of these doesn't deserve what they have anyway." So this just tells me that this guy has no idea what he's talking about as far as pay dirt, and I wouldn't really expect people to. I can understand why people would first see this stuff at first and be like, why the heck would you buy dirt with gold in it? I could just dig dirt from my garden and add my own gold and save a bunch of money. Well, what you're not understanding, this material actually is from a gold claim. It doesn't mean that they just scoop the dirt up and there's a whole bunch of gold in here. If it is from a claim, I can guarantee that if they scoop it up, it's only a very negligible amount of gold, maybe a couple tiny pieces of flour gold that wouldn't even weigh up on a scale, maybe a flake or two. And then all pay dirt vendors, even including myself, we weigh out a specified amount of gold and add it to every bag. We know exactly how much gold is going into these things, especially with gold being $2,700 an ounce. Believe it, there is a spreadsheet behind every pay dirt company. So I just wanted to say that on camera because I know a lot of people are going to be commenting, why are you buying pay dirt? So that actually is a valid question. Why buy pay dirt? Some people are genuinely interested in understanding why would you purchase this. First of all, think of it this way. There's a lot of people that would love to go down to the river and do some prospecting, but they're physically disabled or they just don't have the equipment or the time. That's one main reason. Also, there's a large percentage of the human population that doesn't live within 100 miles of a natural gold-bearing area. So, first of all, you would have to travel there, and then assuming you're 100 miles away, you really don't know what to do anyway, so you'd have to do a lot of research, you'd have to buy a lot of mining equipment. I just go with, shovels and pans. I do have a sluice box and stuff, but I also have, years of knowledge on where to find gold in the river. And so the mining process itself is very timely and expensive, and you have to know your stuff when you're mining. And these businesses, pay dirt businesses, do the hard part for you. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, why would you do all the work to get less gold than what you paid for?" That's another one I really don't get, because trust me, if you're just panning the pay dirt out, that's not the hard work. The hard work is actually mining it and finding a claim, having permits to get the material, knowing where the gold is, buying all the equipment, gas, travel, food, sleeping in a tent on a river with bears. Another good one is, why would you buy Paydirt if you're not going to get all your money back in gold? Well, all I can say is, name one business where you buy a product and get all your money back. They just don't exist. So I really don't understand that comment either. Never buy gold Paydirt for investing. Obviously, buy gold bullion if you want to invest in gold. Anyway, it's just, it's a product. The business has to make money somehow. But, I'm not ripping on the company for that. I'm looking at percentages of return. I'm looking at the challenge of the dirt itself. And I just want to see how honest the vendors are. So let's take these over to the panning station. We'll chop them open and we'll take a closer look at them.
Okay, here they are, duplicates of the 10-pound, 4-pound, and 2-pound jackpot bags from FelixPaydirt.com. Let's take a look at them in a pan. Nice. All right, so to keep this as organized as possible, I'm just going to combine the 3 decoys and I'm going to combine the 3 non-decoys. That way we only have 2 actual Paydirts to worry about. If I tried doing individual bags, it would start getting confusing. I don't want to mix anything up. So let's start opening these up. I'm just curious to see what this stuff looks like. I have a feeling it's going to look exactly like the bucket material from the last 2 videos. I mean, at first glance, it sure does look the same. Another thing, they do say that there's a chance to find a gold nugget in here. There's like 3 different size gold nuggets. I can't remember exactly what they are, but there's a chance, apparently. Actually, I think I saw some gold here. Yeah. All right, here's the 4-pound bag. Yeah, looks the same. I'll go ahead and pour it on this side of the pan to see if we can notice any differences. Not that it matters, I know it's all from the same place. All right, let's open up this big 10-pounder here. Just in case you didn't know, it is important to rip these apart. A lot of material can get trapped in these corners in these bags. All right, looks like dirt. All right, next is the decoys. I'll go ahead and empty the dirt into the pan. All right, here's our decoy and non-decoy material. Everything looks like minus 1/4 inch material. Found a little bit of glass in here. That's kind of unfortunate, people smashing bottles and stuff in the streams. Every time I see that, kind of sucks a little bit, but that's reality. Anyway, let's go ahead and classify this stuff. All right, first we have a 1/2 inch classifier. We'll run the decoy. I have the bucket marked decoy right there. No nuggets here. Here's what we got. Just a couple pieces of, looks like granite. If there's any big nuggets, this is where we're gonna see it. Nothing, just a rock. All right, next we have a 1/4 inch classifier. Okay, so in this classification, I am expecting to find some gold nuggets, hopefully. All right, I see at least 3. Let me bring the camera over. All right, so I found 4 gold nuggets in here. This one here is a bigger one. It's probably 5 to 8 grams. The rest of them maybe a gram or 2. That's pretty good. All right, I see about 2 nuggets in here only. That's a couple nice nuggets, but for this amount of money, I would expect to find something a little bit bigger than that. Don't really see anything else. We'll go ahead and keep all this together and we'll pan it out later. All right, the next step is to run this stuff through the sluice box. But before I do that, I want to take a little sample of it and I want to run a strong magnet through it just to see if there's any magnetic stuff in it. I don't think there is, because if this is the same material as the past 2 videos, then we're going to find a very negligible amount of black sand. Yeah, basically nothing. All right, here we have our plus and minus 1/4 inch classifications. What I'm gonna do next is run the minus 1/4 inch through the sluice box. I'm gonna keep this stuff over here separate. We'll pan these out later. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add some water to this material because you don't wanna run this through the sluice box when it's dry. All right, let's go ahead and fire this thing up. And if you guys are interested in learning how to build one of these little recirculating sluice systems, I have a tutorial video, I'll link that below. Now this setup right here is going to save me a couple hours, easy. All right, I'm just about done with the first bucket, and it's hard to see because there's so much mud in here, but I can see gold in the mat. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this out, put that in a separate pan, and then we'll run the decoy material next. Oh yeah, here's some gold nuggets. Let me show you what we got here. Right there, you can see a couple nuggets. There's one right there. There's another one right there. And then in here, there is a lot of fine gold and stuff. All right, I'm in the process of getting ready to run my tailings. All the tailings are in this small bucket here. I always run the tailings a second time just to make sure that I get 100% gold recovery for a fair review. All right, we have our plus 1/4 inch size material, and we have our sluice box concentrates. Now, looking down into this, I do see some gold. Like if I move this stuff around, I can find some gold in here. Like right there's a nice little piece. But you're not seeing too much black sands. Now that doesn't surprise me because we did run the magnet through it. We didn't see any magnetics, just a very small amount, and we just left it in there. So the next thing we're gonna do is actually, we're gonna pan out the big stuff just because we kind of already know what kind of gold that we're gonna find in here. I can say with a lot of confidence, there's only 2 nuggets in the non-decoy material. And the decoy material, there are 4 nuggets. But we'll go ahead and pan it out anyway, just to be 100% sure. So let's bring over Crusty Rusty. I'll add some water and a few drops of jet dry. That's just in case there's any really fine gold and we don't want it to float away. All right, first up is the decoy material. I'm just gonna pick out the nuggets and set them off to the side. Another reason you want to pan the bigger material, even though you're 100% sure there's no more nuggets in it, is because there could be small pieces of gold stuck to the bigger rocks. This way we'll get 100% recovery. All right. No gold missed in that one. We'll keep these nuggets separate with the decoy stuff. All right, I'll just grab these visible nuggets, set them off to the side, and we'll pan this out as well. All right, I'm not seeing anything else in here. Actually, there is a small flake of gold that was stuck to a bigger rock. So I'll grab that with my non-decoy snuffer bottle. All right, I guess we're gonna do the decoy material first. I might actually classify this. Let's go ahead and classify it. So I'm gonna go ahead and wet classify this stuff to plus and minus kitchen strainer. It's just gonna make the panning process a little bit easier. This material is, although it's not black sands, it's still pretty dense, and I just don't want any gold to get washed off as I'm panning. So all I'm really doing is washing the top layer off, and then stratifying, and then repeating that process. I'll keep doing that until all we have left is just a small amount of super heavy material, and then we'll spin that back and see the gold here. We're almost there. You can see the material is getting very dark here. Extremely heavy. All right, so I really don't want to pan much further than this. There is a little bit of light material still washing off, but that's okay. We'll leave everything in the pan. We zoom back a bit. And all I'm gonna do is spin this back slowly. If you guys want to see a gold panning tutorial for beginners, I have a pretty good tutorial. I'll link it right here and in the description. But already I'm starting to see gold here. All right, before I go any further, I'm just going to wash this non-gold out of the pan and repeat that process. Looks like there's a couple grams of gold. It looks like maybe 3 or 4 grams, maybe 5 grams. So I just need to be patient here, take some time. I'll clean this up and we'll get on to the next thing. All right, I've got that all cleaned up. I will keep the label with it. Now this is the Plus kitchen strainer sized decoy material. This should pan off pretty easily. And here is our last chance for any decent sized gold. I can see a little bit of it right there. You can see the non-gold rocks easily washing off. And the heavy gold is down here in the bottom. All right, it looks like a couple pickers here. I can probably stop panning and just pick these up with my fingers for the most part. But yeah. Picker size gold, meaning you can pick it up. That's a nugget right there. All right, just about done cleaning this up. And now we can classify the non-decoy material. So yeah, I can confirm this is exactly the same material that Felix uses for, at least for their previous 2 products that I reviewed here on this channel. And then don't be fooled, they do add a specific amount of gold to every bag. Now this is the non-decoy bag. And I think it looks about the same amount of gold here. I'll go ahead and clean it up. All right, and the last thing we have to pan out is the Plus kitchen strainer for the non-decoy material. And I can see some nuggets kind of flying around in there as I stratify. It's looking pretty good. All right, we're getting down to it. And to be honest here, it kind of looks like, just by eyeballing it, it looks like the decoy bag actually got more gold. But we'll see in a second here. Okay, here's our gold. I'm gonna go ahead and tap this stuff up, just so we can kind of get a comparison here. And if you ask me, it kind of looks like the decoy side got more gold. I mean, absolutely, but you never really know. A lot of these nuggets could be very deceiving. It might look like a 5 grammer, but it could be a 10 grammer. So we'll go ahead and dry this stuff out, weigh it up, and we'll get a value on it. This is not the decoy. All right, first up is not the decoy. This is the decoy. Yeah, about the same.
All right, guys, I don't think that's coincidence that we got exactly 14.4 grams in each bag. Now we're just gonna call it 28.8 grams because they're both exactly the same. The ROI is gonna be exactly the same. And we're gonna call it 24 karat purity because if you didn't already know, you can resell natural placer gold just like this to Paydirt vendors like myself. And if you have natural placer gold and you're looking to sell it, go to kleshgold.com, click on the sell your gold link, and I'll send you a free quote and buy your gold. The gold price was $2,704 per troy ounce on the date of purchase. And we got $2,503.75 worth of gold. Just math off the top of my head, that is just over a 50% ROI. I mean, really borderline on what I consider a good pay dirt or not. I like 70% ROI or better. My personal opinion, I would steer clear of this company. There's a lot better companies, but there's also a lot worse. So, that's why I make these videos, so you guys have a you know, some knowledge before you go ahead and purchase different products, especially the ones that do not have a guaranteed minimum amount of gold like this one. I'm also really happy to make these videos for you guys so you don't have to purchase them. I even started my own Paydirt company to kind of combat the scammers. So I think the reason we got 14.4 grams exactly in those bags, that's definitely not coincidence. It is very intentional. Like I said in the beginning of the video, they know exactly how much gold is going into these products. I think they made a whole bunch of bags in anticipation for this short sale they had. And then the orders would come in, they ship them out, and hey, at least the vendor was honest, right? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I like making them, and I hope to see you on the next one. I do have a US tour coming up in 2025. I bought a camper. Well, it's an overland camper for my truck, and I'll be touring all over the place, doing all kind of gold prospecting and metal detecting, all sorts of treasure hunting around the US. Me and my dog Timber. So I hope to see you there. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see that, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Thanks everyone for watching my video. If you're still here, you're one of the 42% that muscled your way all the way through the video, so I appreciate it. Also, 71% of all the people that watch my videos aren't even subscribed. So go ahead and subscribe, it's free, and there's a lot more treasure hunting videos coming. Also, big thanks to all the Patreon supporters scrolling right here. And don't forget to click on that video right there. It's very relevant to the one you just watched. And that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching.